Welcome back. This is IPL Radio and I have my favourite guest in with me today, the very Irish, but also kind of we've adopted you Australia and I think your career has taken off here in Australia. Karen McDermott, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, Jess, you know I love you. We're besties since I arrived at Waikiki Primary School.
Yeah, since way back, way back.
Yeah.
Now our kids have grown. It's Jade's birthday today. Obviously, she's born on St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
And
happy birthday, Jade.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jade. She's going to get her L's today. So, yeah, that's a big experience for her and she's going to be driving on the road. So, everyone beware.
Yeah, beware. Ethan doesn't have any intention of doing it yet.
No?
He's like, I'll just bus it and train it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a safe option.
Well, you've got so much public transport around here. There is a lot of people, and I think there is a bit of a curve at the moment where kids are old enough to get their licence and they're not because of the public transport system. So that is a credit to Western Australia. So
and
Mark
mums.
McGowan Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But we're not here to talk about any of that. We're going to talk about your adventure, and you've experienced it.
Is this life?
Yes.
Life adventure?
Yes. Well, life is such an adventure, but your adventure back home to Ireland, and it takes place at Crom Castle. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the retreat you've got planned?
Absolutely. Crown Castle has my heart. We actually just sold our house that we owned about a kilometre away from it this year. But we go there and we try to host a retreat every year, 2 years. But obviously with COVID, we couldn't get back. So we have it now in June. Yay! Happy days.
Yeah.
I go to Ireland.
Flights are booked.
Flights are booked. A nice house for me and my kids and the family. We're going over on the 31st of May. I'm doing a TEDx talk on the 9th of June, and then the retreat starts on the 13th to the 18th of June.
Can you tell us a little bit about what is the purpose of the retreat?
So it's our Serenity Press Writers Retreat. So we go there. It's obviously a writing retreat. We do writing, but we also do lots of activities and stuff. We've got an itinerary. But really the ultimate thing is to be in a castle. Right. The experience of being
inspiration.
Just sitting in you would love it, Jess. The history that comes through the walls. There's even ghosts there. Yeah. Some of our guests have seen ghosts. One of our guests is coming back and she said, "Can I have the room with the ghost in it that I had last time?" And I was like,
okay. Thrill seeker.
A choice I would make.
Yeah.
But you go for it.
Yeah.
It's really exciting and it's bringing perfect people together for this collective experience.
Now, that is something you are super good at. I recently went to a book launch of yours, Global Girls, where you had done exactly that, pulled a group of women together. I found this book very, very interesting because you said that you'd asked the same question to all of these ladies, yet the response was so different. It was almost like it was a different question.
Well, we're all different people.
Yeah.
No two are the same. So we do that in a lot of our anthologies. We've kind of, I'm a publisher, guys, just in case you don't know. So we have a lot of anthologies coming through and it kind of is our superpower. Come to be our superpower because we've got a collective experience and we have a business leader who is the person who leads the book and attracts all of the people who are around them into the book. So and so Global Girls, the business leader is Karen G, and she has a group called Global Girls where there's these amazing women. Not all of us are in the book, but 14 of us are, and it just is an absolutely phenomenal collection of stories. And you just asked the same question because everyone's from different industries, different experiences of life. Everyone answers different. Yeah,
that's what I found very, very interesting. You kind of do think that you'll get kind of the same response, but you do not get the same response. No. I have read a little bit of the book. I'm not all the way through it, but I was very inspired by Dr. Vanessa. She has got such a high profile career, yet she is very, very relatable. A lot of her things that she worries about, I worry about too. So it just shows you it doesn't matter your level of success. everyone experiences the same kind of worries and insecurities.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We're all still human. No matter how successful we are, we're all still human and, you know, have human problems and human things that we deal with and human emotions. And I adore Dr. Vanessa. She's kind of stepping out of the shadow. She's done all her hard work. She's there every day helping women with their breast health.
Yes.
And she's such an amazing advocate for that. So get your boobs checked, ladies. 40 and up.
Yes.
Not 50, 40.
No 40.
Yeah. So yeah, she's amazing. I adore her, and I've got to work with her in 2 books, and so hopefully now she's writing her own.
Yeah. As I said, was definitely very inspired, bought the book, got them all to sign it because I thought that was just a little experience for me that I enjoyed. Also, you are in the book as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what you shared?
Absolutely. This is my 21st anthology. So
bit experienced in the old writing books.
It's more, I'm sharing that in the context of I try to write something different from every book, for every single book. So I share a bit of my origin story, how I kind of got to where I am, and, you know, because I was a single mom, a teenage mom. I was just turned 19 when I had my first son, and just kind of I just took I could have just stayed in the job that I was in. I was really well paid. I was a supervisor, you know, so I was in a senior role, but it didn't align with my values.
Yep.
So I left that and went back into education, studied humanities, and ended up on this amazing epic life adventure. So, you know, back yourself, guys.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You definitely do have a superpower, which is getting others to tell their story. What do you think the skill set is, and why have you definitely shown that direction? You've been so set on making others going, you know, you've got a story to tell and it's valuable. So share it with us.
Yeah, well, I walk my talk.
Yeah, Jess, you definitely do. Courageous.
My first novel was written in 2008 and or 2010 I wrote it. I published it in 2012, so it's 10-year anniversary of my first novel this year. And I shared an epiphany around why I'd had a double miscarriage.
Yeah.
Now, that was showing up, being vulnerable, but I had to share that story. It wouldn't leave me alone. It called loud. And it was totally irrational of me to even think about sitting down and writing a novel, but it had to be done. So for 30 days I sat and I wrote this novel. Don't know where it came out of. Like, was not good at English at school and all of those things. But this novel had to come out. And that novel ended up getting published and going out into the world, and was a catalyst for me into publishing. But what I realised was that not only was writing the story and the novel so therapeutic for me, as in a therapeutic release for what I had kind of suppressed within me, it was such a healing journey. It also connected with people who needed, for example, one example is a beautiful Melbourne woman had Googled miscarriage books, and my book popped up. Yep. And she bought it and read it. She reached out to me and she said, "Karen, thank you for writing this book. It gave me the answer my heart longed for." And I was like, that's why I wrote the book.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I wrote the book, because I got that message when I had that epiphany. For 2.5 years, I was like, why me? Why me? Why did this happen to me? And all of the medical, they're just like, get on with your life. It's okay. This happens to so many women you don't even understand, but, just move on. But I didn't want to move on. I was like, no. I need to know why.
Yeah, you need to understand it.
And it was more of a spiritual reason why. So when that epiphany came to me, I understood why I wasn't on the right track in life. And this happened to get me back onto the right track. And because I listened and I took the right action, my gift came and I had my rainbow baby. Straight away we got pregnant again and I had my daughter. But all of those pieces of the puzzle didn't come together until I had that epiphany.
Yeah.
That time. So I had to share that. And everyone has a story to share that will connect with the heart of someone who needs to hear it at that time.
Yep.
I'm Irish. We share stories. When somebody's going through something, we go and we make them a cup of tea and we tell them a story about something that we've come through. So it gives them hope. So the stories give hope to other people. They ignite things within them. They educate people. putting a child on your knee and just reading them a story, that's a really beautiful connection. They'll remember that. They'll remember those moments. So stories are really important no matter what genre they're shared in.
I could listen to you talk all day. There's something very cathartic, and I think both of the authors said that when they, and the other author didn't actually realise until she actually spoke about it, that there was a healing process through her through writing this and actually acknowledging things that have happened in the past that they can now let go of and go, I was actually on the right journey. I was on the right path. I didn't know it at the time, but there I am. Obviously, that's telling a biography about your life. What about some of the stories that people have that, are made up fiction stories? What is that? Have you written any fiction books?
Well, the Visitor is fiction.
Yeah.
I wrote the first 3 books that I wrote are all fiction. They're all a trilogy, but you never write a truly fictional book because it always has elements of you or elements of something you've observed or whatever, because you always bring your own, things that you've experienced into your book. So if you are called to write fiction, you just fiction is harder than writing non-fiction. But whenever you're writing fiction, you just get the story out, really make your characters, let them go on the journey. Because if you're writing the story and you don't know what's going to happen on the next page because your characters, they are going on their journey and you're allowing them to, it's amazing. Because I remember my second novel, The Wish Giver, my Auntie Paddy had come over from Ireland or from England with my mum to stay with us, and she read the manuscript before it was published, and she was like, Karen, there was a few raunchy bits in there, and I'm like, that wasn't my fault, that's what the characters did. I just had to, it's
you just had to let it come. Yes.
But that's the thing, for fiction you have so much more freedom with, have fun with it and just let it go out, because just remember, creating fictional worlds and sharing fictional stories, that is escapism for people.
Yes.
Armchair travelers, there's nothing that I love more than just curling up on the sofa or outside in my patio with a novel and just going on that adventure.
And given how heavy the world can be at the moment, having a book in your hands and getting engrossed in a story can sometimes, take away that kind of pressure of what's going on surround you. So books are very important. You have a lot going on already. You've had big dreams. Now, I'm now seeing KMD Books. There is a store.
Yes. We are up at Rockingham Beach.
Yeah.
KMD, we call it KMD Group because it's got everything underneath the banner.
Yes.
We are a bit naughty. We treat it more as an office than a bookstore because we're more online. But we have the wonderful Kerry Ridley around the corner. So we collaborate with her. She is amazing. And so she helps us get our books
awesome for Rockingham. Like it's almost a literacy hub down there now.
Going up to the every time I'm up in the office, somebody will come in and have a conversation about a book.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And we're like, wow. But you don't know until, I never believed I could write a novel until I heard someone talk. This mum at a playground that I was having to play a date with had mentioned that she had written 50,000 words. And I was like, is that even possible? 50,000 words? Blew my mind at the time.
Yeah.
But writing 1,000 words a day for 50 days, that's doable.
Yes.
So whenever you break something down into manageable steps, it's the same as anything in life.
And that's what you do. Yeah. That's what you help authors do. Break the process down into managing, into simple steps. Can you tell me, if anyone out there believes and dreams that they've got a book inside them, what's your advice?
Oh my goodness.
Contact you.
Absolutely. I jump on calls with people all the time. And we have an academy for people who want to publish their books. But if someone wants to write their book, just get started. I always say focus on the framework and let it flow. If you're doing a non-fiction, focus on your framework. But know that your first draft is your first draft. It's a skeleton. Don't overthink it. Don't strive for perfection.
Yes.
I always use Natasha Lester as a wonderful example of this, because she's a perfectionist by nature, but she knows that she has to have a messy first draft to get the gold out.
Yep.
So she honors that process and goes for and you have to let that happen and have the freedom in that and the fun in that. So just everything that you need for your book is within you already.
Yeah.
So you just need to open up that door and let it out.
And when you have the expertise of you, you've got a gold, really. Now, today is St. Patrick's Day. What does St. Patrick's Day mean to you?
Oh, I was talking about this morning. You see, my birthday is the day after St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
So can you imagine growing up in Ireland, maybe in the teenage years, 20s, whenever St. Patrick's Day was at the weekend?
12 o'clock, yeah.
We had 2 full days together. Oh, Karen's birthday's coming up, St. Patrick's Day. It was just a whole drawn-out event. It's always about fun and joy and just celebrating. Not just being Irish, yes, but also just the fun and joy. I prioritise joy very highly in my life. So
it's about social gatherings. It's about bringing people together and stories.
Yes.
Having a beer.
Drowning your shamrock.
Yes,
all of that stuff.
Well, I have enjoyed talking with you. I always enjoy talking with you, but I know that you have probably a laid out day, and this is just probably the start of a very long day for you. What's planned for the rest?
Well, I'm actually cruising. I've got a meeting up at the office with 2 amazing ladies who are coming down from North of the City for some new books. One I think's with a very an AFL celebrity. There we go. And then
awesome.
And then I'm off to deliver a printed proof that has just arrived on my door from Shanghai to one of my authors in PR Waters. I'll hand deliver it to her. There we go.
That is, I mean, that's magic. That is absolute
magic.
Yeah, I'm so lucky to call you my friend, and I'm so glad that you came in to talk to me today on the best day for you of the year, probably besides your birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Jess.
And this is IPL Radio. You're listening to the Jess Address, and we have working class men, but we are actually working class women. So good song to play.